5 reasons why Cooper Flagg will live up to the hype. In his first game, he made 5 out of 21 shots, and so far his numbers are not living up to his storyline. And everyone thinks Cooper Flagg's storyline is destined for greatness, especially since he was the #1 pick for the 2K26 draft. Use this video in your next conversation. Starting from 0, here's his Summer League breakdown. So far in this summer, this little upcoming hero has a huge problem. See, this Dallas Mavericks rookie has already turned heads in his first 2 games in the Summer League.
I just feel blessed for the way it all worked out.
But his last 2 games have already shaped up expectations on how he'll perform and live up to the hype, especially when the regular season starts. In his last 2 Las Vegas games, Cooper Flagg and the new Mavericks not only broke the record for the highest average ticket price for a Summer League game, God, the inflation going crazy. But you also saw the overrated LeBron James' son, Bronny James, get outplayed by this white boy. In this clip, Cooper Flagg literally smashes a dunk for his first point as a pro. You see, LeBron James' great son, Bronny James, has a big problem. Being the son of an NBA legend, he inherited a super secret power passed down from generation to generation. A power known as one for all.
Actually, it's LeBron for all.
So you're going to hear the term Bron for all in the video. See, Bron for all, this super secret power passed down from generation to generation, didn't work this time against the #1 pick, insane basketball IQ, and Cooper's sharp sense, which sets him in a great position for proving the haters wrong. To close this loop, Cooper Flagg beat Bronny James in his first game. Bronny James lost and Cooper Flagg won. Yeah! First, I'll let the numbers do the talking. You'll hear about the second game shortly in the video. In these 2 games, the American Flagg's first game against the Lakers, he created 10 points with a tough field goal percentage. This field goal is the number of times he attempted to take a shot, and the numbers are looking like 5 to 21. Yeah, this makes this a 23% shooting average. Damn! 23 out of 100? You shot 5 out of 21 points. No, you made 5 out of the 21 points. That's actually below average and pretty bad, buddy. This has to be one of the poorest and worst scores ever for Cooper Flagg's career, or NBA career. Everyone thinks Cooper Flagg's storyline is destined for greatness, especially since he was the #1 pick out of hundreds of NBA players for the 2K26 draft. But so far, his numbers are not living up to the hype. And second, his Vegas mistakes and highlights don't make the story any better. More in the Lakers game, he took too many tough, contested mid-range jumpers. But good news, he learned from his mistakes, just like Iron Man, and drove harder to the basket in the second game. Iron Man built this in a cave with a box of scraps. In his size and athleticism, this puts his enemies at a really tough position to deal with when Flagg gets in his bag. His teammate, Ryan Namir, usually handles the pressure of point guarding, but this time he asked Flagg to create plenty of offensive opportunities for himself, just like a point guard would. In this new strategy, in this new mindset, Cooper Flagg uses his brain to get in more shots for himself and dish out more passes than assists. You know, it's pretty exciting now knowing it's possible, if not pretty likely, he's going to average more assists during this upcoming season. Hey, more assists is better than no assists. So is Cooper Flagg living up to the hype? You know what? Let's get in here and dig a little bit deeper. In Duke's system, he was a pretty great passer, but now in the Summer League, this can be a hit or miss, especially when it comes to the structure. You see, you should be excited for more opportunities for Flagg to show off his passing IQ and vision when working through Dallas's playbooks and sets. More on that later in the video. What's the difference between good news and bad news is taking a look at turnovers. You see, in Cooper Flagg's case, he only made 1.5 turnovers in the Summer League environment. These numbers are good news because it's not too bad. But, against stronger, more experienced NBA defenders, there might be some growing gaps in Cooper Flagg's ball handling. If you don't want to handle balls, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more. Or else I'm calling the police! The third reason Cooper Flagg might be living up to the hype will shock you. His offensive breakdown. In his offense and defense, Flagg was a 39% three-point shooter in college. And for my not-so-math savvy nerds, this is making 4 out of 10 three-point shots. But outside of college, Flagg is struggling in Summer League. But he definitely isn't shy now, doubling his volume from Duke. Flagg will need to create some space for the Mavericks, but probably won't be asked to shoot 7 three-pointers per game. This is pretty disappointing news, but what's the difference between a good NBA player and a bad NBA player is choosing to stay by the rules or to break them, you know? But spoiler warning, we won't be seeing a lot of threes from Cooper Flagg this season. That's my prediction. But hey, let me know what you think down below in the comments. There's more. You'll definitely see shots like him being more open and catch and shoot three-pointers rather than straight pull-ups. Fun fact, there are people who are in love with his shot mechanics, so there could be some hot and cold stretches during the year. But this puts me on the fence because I feel like we'll be seeing more cold stretches, especially with Cooper Flagg being a rookie in the NBA. But more on that in a bit. To clarify, we're going to see three-pointers, but just not the straight pull-ups, but more so the catch-and-shoot three-pointers. Fourth reason, defense. In Cooper Flagg's defense, his instincts and athleticism will make you cream. Because Cooper didn't rack up any bougie steals and blocks numbers, but was usually in a position to help and didn't back away from sticking his hand in to poke the ball away from a driver. Fun fact, he also contested shots without fouling. In the NBA level, it may be tough for Flagg to record a big block numbers even while sharing a court with the legendary Anthony Davis, one of the best blockers in the NBA history, and one of Derek Lively II, or Daniel Gofford. The rebounding numbers also were not the greatest, but I don't expect them to be, especially in this environment with Anthony Davis. But my prediction is Flagg may ask more to leak out in transition than to crash in the glass. I'm kind of sad, but that's just the way this scripted NBA works. The fifth reason, his fantasy outlook. In a 2025-2026 season, what is Flagg's fantasy basketball potential as a rookie? It feels like his first 2 Summer League performances may have not changed everyone's mind. You see, there are 2 sides of this problem. There is a group of people loving his instincts and athleticism, and the other group of people, the bad guys, thinking he needs to make mistakes to level up his decision-making and effectiveness on court. So, what does this mean inside the Mavericks? Flagg has the upside to be a co-second option with D'Angelo Russell filling in for Kyrie Irving behind Anthony Davis, but it feels awkward. I don't think it'll be easy. Dallas has a huge lineup this season, and I'm not too worried. The Dallas Mavericks are going to make playoffs this season. Hell, probably even up to finals. To recap, you learned about Cooper Flagg's first Summer League breakdown in his first 2 games, how his stats are predicting his performance, his offense strategy, his defense strategy, and a season outlook. Basically, in conclusion, yes, Cooper Flagg will live up to the hype. Now, check out the 8 most expensive items Steph Curry owns.